All right, welcome to Mini Mogul Monday with Jerry and Sammy. Say what's up, Sammy.
I'm great today, and I'm ready to learn.
Awesome. Actually ready to teach, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about today for kids. Like, we're going to be talking to the kids. So if you're watching, if you've got, son, a daughter, nieces, nephews, little siblings, grandkids, show them this video. But we want to talk about what are some of the things that kids should be doing every single day in order to become successful, right? One of the things that we talked about, we had kind of a list that we discussed on, like, when you wake up, what are some of the things you try and do every day? So like one of the very first things was we talked about like learning, right? So, and obviously there's school, and school's good, but talk to like the kids about like what kind of learning they should be doing outside of school, like the things that you're interested in and how you learn every day.
So, what the kids should learn outside of school is first about like business, or like how he's gonna have to go out and start the money. Because if you don't tell your kid for like until you don't tell him at all, and he's like 20 and like, what do I do now, Daddy?
So making sure they know how to earn money. And then let's talk about school really quick. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't love going to school, and you have a much better school than I do, but what should a kid be doing when they're at school? Like, what should be the mindset for a kid on, they do need to go to school, and obviously it's not always like the priority or the thing that I want to do, but every day going to school, and what should you be trying to do there?
At least, like, you need to make sure you're learning. If you're just gonna speed through, like, work, okay, now I don't have to go to school, and then you're at the business, and then they ask you, okay, so we have $100, and it looks like someone's about to take $60, so how much are we gonna have left? And then the guy's like, $1.
He might end up being a hobo.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not a good life for that kid.
Just go through, like, make sure you understand what you're doing, so you don't make that same mistake that that guy made.
Yeah, exactly. The second thing we talk about, we said learning, and then we talked about like working as well. So like, tell us about, as a kid, what does that look like, and what are some examples of what kids can do to work?
So, of course, at school, they're already working. So when they're at home, what they can do, home chores, or if they're old enough and more, ready for it, podcasts like I'm doing.
Podcast is cool,
Except there's not that many kids.
Yeah, but there could be more kids doing podcasts, right? Like, kids have something to say, so I think that's a good idea. And the point there is we want them to earn income, right? To work, to start earning income, so that you can start to teach them. Because it's hard, like, imagine if we tried to teach you about money, but you didn't actually have money. You didn't have gold, you didn't have silver, you didn't have like a bank account to put money into. It's kind of hard to learn about something when you don't actually have the thing, right? So that's an important point. And then we talked also about, like, we said learning, we said like working, and then we also talked about like creating. So talk to us about how you create every day and how kids can do that.
So let's see. I said earlier in one of the videos how I wanted to become a Lego master, correct?
Yeah.
That's creating right there. So pretty much every day I like to create something with my Legos. If you go to my room right now, you'll see a lot of my Lego creations displayed. I even have like 2 boxes filled with all my Lego creations.
Yeah. So what's an example of how other kids can create? Like, if maybe they're not into Legos, like, what are some other areas that they could create in every day?
So if you ask me, I'm not just creating with Legos. So maybe a kid wants to become an artist.
Mm-hmm.
That's creating, right? So he should at least draw. Or you want to become an author, for example. You want to write books.
Mm-hmm.
Do that right now.
Yeah.
Like, I have my own comic club, and I write my own comics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on some of them right now as we speak.
Yeah. So they could do comics, they could do writing. And then the other one we said was, having fun every day. And sometimes creating and having fun can go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah.
But what's something like that kids can do on a daily basis to have fun? Like, good fun, not like fun that's not good for them.
So, of course, they should work, of course. But until they worked enough, like, they have they've did all the work they need to. Like, for example, let's see, it's a whole entire week. And let's say there's this person. Let's use Jake again.
Mm-hmm.
He went to his work and did everything, got everything he'd done, and he finished everything he needed. And then it's Saturday now. What should he do? Should he go out and have fun the whole entire day? Or should he work a little and then have fun? I would say work a little. You still should work so you can get ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, work a little bit more. And then, of course, have fun. And when you have fun, make sure it's what you really want to do. Like, let's say, you have two decisions. It's either go out, go to this nice restaurant with your friend, or there's a new party coming out. Let's say, for example, a state fair is coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of people there. It's expensive. Which one would you go to? It's either which one you would prefer.
Yeah. That's good. And then what about like new experiences? Like we went to that flamingo thing this weekend at the restaurant.
Yeah,
Like-
Columbia.
Yeah, Columbia restaurant with the flamingo dancing show. So like what was that like as like a new experience, like something you've never tried before to have fun versus something you've done, same old to have fun usually.
So you always should change it up a little bit. Like, for example, so you work for a whole entire week, and then next week you work for a whole entire week, and let's say a whole entire month.
Mm-hmm.
Every week you would do the same exact thing, and then let's say it's been a year. You've been doing the same exact thing. Soon enough, I'm just gonna go to this restaurant again. Boring. This is what you should do. Every weekend, do something else. Don't do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, of course, go back to it, but don't keep doing that same thing.
Yeah, because then it turns into like getting stuck in a rut, right?
Yeah, it becomes not fun.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this?
Yeah. So then let's talk about the other one was exercising every day, doing something to stay physically in shape. So what did we do on Sunday?
We did basically leg day where we ran.
We did leg day and running. So talk to kids about like the importance of exercise, and what's something that they can do every day to exercise and move their body.
So, as we all know, first, probably all of you kids right now, you're thinking, what does exercise have to do with money? You're just running, but it has nothing to do. What is it going to train you for? So, doing business and money, it's mentally, right? Well, physically, it still helps you. So, training and going through everyday hardcores, like we did yesterday.
Yeah.
Or the day before, yeah. So, I ran. It was difficult and all that stuff. That's how good it's going to be with the money.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be difficult. You're like going to go through scenarios, except it's going to be mentally.
Yeah. And it learns you learn how to push, right? Like you have to keep going and keep on persisting.
So, yes. It's a little bit like, for example, you're playing a video game. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing Super Mario Bros. You keep playing and playing, you keep dying and losing, all that stuff.
Yeah.
The more you play, the more better you become. So the more you exercise, the more experience you come. Even if it's not mentally, like, of course, don't just do physical, because mentally it's a little bit different, but physically helps you.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. And then the other two we talked about there was giving, like, helping other people and giving. So, like, what's something that you like to do to help others and to give? And then what's an example for kids that are watching that they could incorporate into their day?
So, of course, as you know, I like to give gifts to people. It's nice. It's kind of make you happy. But who are you giving them to?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to give it to a hobo who's on the street doing nothing?
Yeah.
Hoping, I need food. No, no. Just don't. Or are you going to give money to a well-done company who has done a really good job, or a friend who has helped you all those times? If it's someone who really deserves it, of course give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a hobo in there. Do not give them to them. They have not done anything.
Yeah.
Why are they there? 2 reasons. Either because they didn't teach themselves, didn't bother standing up, didn't bother getting a job, or it's just their parents did not do a good job.
Yeah. So that's a way you can give. And then the other one is being thankful for things, like showing gratitude. So like what are some of the things like on a daily basis that you're thankful for? And then how can kids like because you see today's kids, like the culture is like very like what's the next thing? What can I get? What can I have? And how can kids be more thankful for the things that they have?
So let's say you got a birthday gift. Yay, you got this. Let's say the kid doesn't really like it. Let's say Tom gets a little teddy bear and he's like, he could react two ways, like say, thank you, this was kind. And then what he could do, he could maybe either keep it or he could give it to someone else and be nice here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the wrong decision. Let's say, here, I give you this, and then I didn't want this.
Yeah.
Like, don't. Just, very rude. The reason why the person is trying to be nice and give you a gift.
Right.
So,
yeah,
you don't wanna be.
and I think this is good because like what you'll see with adults more is like people will do this thing where they wake up on Monday, they go to work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., which is kind of like a kid. You go to school from 9 to 3 or 4, right? And they're doing that Monday through Friday. And then they get done from work and it's like they're stuck in this like little routine. They go to work, they come home, they eat dinner, then they watch TV, they go to bed. And so one of the things that I see happening is that starts with kids, right? Like if you go to school, you get done with school, you eat dinner, you watch TV, you play video games, then you go to bed. And it's almost not really even a life. It's like you get stuck in this same thing every single day. And then they wait for the weekend there. They're excited like, oh, Saturday's here because they dread the other 5 days of the week that they're on work. So, like, how do you prevent that with your life and you know, getting stuck in like, oh, I'm going to go to school and then come home and play and go to sleep and just wait till Friday and Saturday get here?
First of all, school can be fun.
Yeah.
Actually, like, some of the work can be really fun. Right now, I'm doing this thing called research. And I'm able to research anything I want. I decided I'm going to research how did Super Mario Bros. Begin. Now I'm having tons of fun researching it.
Yeah.
So, of course, when you come back from school, you go home, don't just, like, eat dinner, watch TV, play video games. That's just boring. No.
Mm-hmm.
Do something different every day. Like, do something, different. Like, let's say there's this kid who's trying to do it, and he every day he came back, he would create playing with his Legos, and that's what he would do every day. That's still kind of doing the same routine, even if you're creating something else different. So, this is what you should do. You should always do something else. Like, maybe after you come back to school, go somewhere, take a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to create, draw, or create with Legos, do something else.
Yeah. Kind of like we mentioned. So what would you tell a kid that's not having fun at school? Like they don't enjoy it, they hate going. What advice would you give to that kid?
Well, let's say there's this kid, let's name him, for example. How about Jack? Jack, he's a kid, he goes to school, and he hates doing math.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what he works on the most, because the teacher tells him, work on math, work on math, work on math, and then you can work on something, and then work on math. So the kid, he's not happy. Now, how can he solve this? Number one, make it more funner. Make it more funner. Like, sometimes I like to be more creative, so I write all my math problems, and then I have to go to the next side. I have fun by, like, writing down next side, but I don't just write next side. I decorate, I make little dots, I put a little person there, I have fun as I do it.
Yeah, so you kind of have to create, you have to add more to it to make it interesting. Otherwise, you're just doing the routine of the task, right?
Now, another thing you could do, so let's see, you also could set up this game, this target. You could have your parents like, every time I get blah blah done on my math, we can do blah blah.
Yeah. So kind of some rewards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, and we could talk a little bit like with the parents really quick on like, if your kid's doing a good job, how can you track that, and then also how do you reward them when they're doing a good job?
So, like what they're doing and how you reward them.
Yeah.
So let's say your kid, oh, I got like 5 maths done this week. And let's say they're behind, they need to go up 1 grade. Do you give them a gift or do not?
Mm-hmm.
Just because they got that, but they're super behind?
Yeah.
Make the kid feel happy, but I want to give him a gift. Like, unless he's doing a good job, like he did something really good job that can help him, yeah, sure. Or sometimes like he's behind, but he got that done. Sure, give him, but don't do this every week. Like, most of the time, just catch up with your grade, then I'll give you a gift.
Good. So, guys, that's where we're going to wrap up for today. The moral today, the lesson is, really create every day. Do all these different items to make your day as great as it can be. And then parents, pay attention. Reward your kids. Give them targets. Give them goals. Because that's what's going to motivate them to get going. Anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Let's just say one thing. Do not end up in the jungle just being terrorized in the mental. Like, what I mean by mentally, like with money. Unless you're a fox like this guy. I named him Jungle Fox. This guy can survive anything.
So be like Jungle Fox.
Yes. Be able to survive anything. Don't be a little spoiled kid who's gonna die. Just don't be that.
There you have it, guys. See you next time.